Greetings and welcome to my channel. To introduce myself, I'm Jared O'Brien and a brand strategist here in Atlanta, Georgia. I've worked with many creatives, business owners, and entrepreneurs across uh, many industries. Those industries are really steeped in entertainment as well as the arts, right? Um, I was able to be established in two digital publications, those publications being Shout Out Atlanta as well as Bold Journey. And so, within this project, I wanted to highlight an upcoming artist here. She's a painter located in Atlanta, Georgia, who really wanted to magnify her brand, find out who her target market and target audience is, and really establish a system to earn money or residuals on the side, as well as eventually create a digital agency. So, throughout this presentation, you'll learn a little bit more about who Ashley Hurd is, the owner of the Live to Create brand. And you will also be able to see a summary of my conducted research and some of the methods that were used to help her get to the next stage. So enjoy. Jumping into the client overview, Ashley Hurd is the owner of the Live to Create brand. So during a few discussions that we had, I found out that she started her company in 2018. So it's been well over 6 years now, and she's been working towards brand exposure. So, throughout some of the discovery questions, I found out that she partnered with local painters, featured artwork in Atlanta in various venues, and she ultimately wants to open up a digital agency. Summary of conducted research. So, we were able to distinguish the differences between the target market and the target audience. The buyer persona really helped speak to a direct avatar. And I would also say one of the fun parts about this project was finding affordable venues for future events that really fit Ashley's budget, because obviously she's not a major corporation right now. So we had to be a little bit price conscious. But overall, we were able to identify some solutions as well as pinpoint some areas of improvement. The target market versus the target audience was, a key focus within the demographics. Obviously, the target audience being the specific demographic that we wanted to speak to. So, I dug a little deeper, and we discovered that the target market was really creatives and art appreciators, anybody who has an appreciation for art. But when we dug a little deeper into that, we found that the target audience was really people who utilized art on a consistent basis, such as designers, interior, exterior designers, UX designers, all of the things, right? And even realtors, because obviously art is a major contribution to helping them sell their properties. Two quick fun facts, though. The art industry is valued over $64 billion. That's billion, B, with a B. And Atlanta's nonprofit art organizations drive about $1.27 billion annually. Even though that seems like a lot of money, which it is, in the grand scope of things, it's less than 10% of what the art industry is valued at on a global scale. Goals and objectives. Ultimately, we want to generate brand exposure and grow support for the Live to Create brand, whether that was socially, or financially, or both, right? I would say the three key goals that we wanted to use as measurement was growing the online audience by 500 followers, hosting an art expo in May, which was, the date that the client expressed. And obviously, long-term goals would be open a digital agency. However, to perform and execute some of those goals, we did use a few strategies, tactics, and themes to generate an overall message. I would say within the strategies, we really focused in on social media, specifically Instagram, because that's where she utilized a lot of her time just engaging with audiences, outside of traditional media, of course. The tactics that we used were quantitative and qualitative surveys that were issued on her stories to really just see what the viewership looked like, as well as audience interest in what types of art that they liked and what types of art they would be interested in investing in. Progress and plans. I would say there was a great deal of progress within these 4 to 6 months. Ultimately, the last 4 months, there was a great deal of progress overall, more so on the research side. We were able to generate more brand exposure. I was able to develop and create a website to generate residual income for online products. As you can see in her merchandise brand, I developed a formula to help the client reach her long-term goal of eventually creating a digital agency. And obviously, we defined a target audience that's important in, figuring out how to solicit your business in the future. I would say next up is really, getting Ashley to the point where she feels comfortable to host her own event. After I reflect on this plan and on this marketing journey, I would say as a brand strategist, I learned how to gauge a client's commitment towards their goals. Action always speaks before anything else, and when something comes with a price, there's more initiative to execute. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you.